Okay. Damn, do I have any Spider-Man books, Loki? Oh, what the hell? What am I talking about? I have the best one. Speaking of, this is crazy. This is actually crazy that I like in remembering I have this book right now. Hey, anybody a fan of Craven's Last Hunt? You know what I mean? A little Craven's Last Hunt. Come on, man. You know I got that. Fuck, I have to put this book back now. Fuck. God damn it. God damn it. I shouldn't have grabbed this shit, bro. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. So, speaking of Craven, what am I talking about today? What am I talking about? So, I want to talk about how the fuck can Sony restore the Sonyverse, right? How can they make this verse better? Because let's be honest, the Sonyverse has been going through hell, right? Miss after miss, hasn't been good, right? I saw Venom Last Dance. It'll be on my worst movies of 2024 list for sure. So it's like, man, I saw Craven, god awful. Probably one of the worst movies I ever seen. I'm not joking. I absolutely fucking hated Craven. Oh my god, if I got into how much I hate that movie right now, it'd be crazy. I did not like that movie at all. Mainly because of, anyway, so, yeah. How can Sony save the Sonyverse, right? I feel like this question, I got this video inspiration from Nando V Movies. Nando V Movies had a really good thing that he said in this video where he said, yo, the movies already suck. So if you scrap the universe, no one's gonna give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's gonna care because the Sonyverse already fucking sucks. So nobody's gonna care if you scrap the universe. Nobody gives a fuck. So, what do you do, right? What do you do if you're Sony? You've had flop after flop. The movies aren't working. And are you genuinely interested in making good movies, right? So, I'm going to be honest. This is going to be my pitch to Sony on how to fix the Sonyverse, right? So, how do we fix it, right? How do we go about fixing the Sonyverse, making it better, right? So, the first thing that Sony needs to do is include this guy. They need to include Spider-Man in their Sonyverse. Now, granted, we just got confirmation that Sony, or the report came out where it said Sony could use Spider-Man if they wanted to. They chose not to. So here's my pitch for So here's how I'm thinking we restart this universe, right? Here's how I'm thinking that. We include Spider-Man. That's number one. He's going to be in every movie. We're not going to have a movie without Spider-Man, right? Whether it's Andrew Garfield, Tobey, Tom Holland, or a new Spider-Man that we just have. We're going to have a Spider-Man in every single movie. Because if we're going to have Spider-Man villains, we're going to have Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Spider-Man's going to be like this big. He's going to be like it's going to be mainly about Spider-Man. No, we're just going to incorporate Spider-Man in every movie. Cameo, full-fledged movie, like a Craven movie where it's literally Craven versus Spider-Man. We'll do Last Hunt, like that type thing. We're going to have that. So, right, we know that we're going to have Spider-Man in every single movie. What do we do next, right? Second thing we do. We are destroying the last universe. You know what I mean? We're scrapping that shit. How are we going to do that? We're going to have... Oh, this is going to sound really bad, but like, stay on the train with me, please. We're going to have like a Flash level reboot. You know what I mean? We're going for a James Gunn DCU reboot. You know what I mean? Like, We may keep the same actors. We may keep the same actors from the last verse. We may get new ones. Who the fuck knows? But all I know is we're not doing what we did last time anymore. So we're going with like a James Gunn DCU style reboot. Like we're scrapping that shit. That shit is dead. We're having our Flash movie. It's resetting the Sonyverse, and we're done. Not thinking about that shit anymore, right? Dunzo, out of here. We're not thinking about that shit. That shit's done. So, right? So I want you guys to imagine. We're Sony, right? We're executive heads. All of us are. Everybody watching this video. How do we present this new universe? We're going, let's put in a hypothetical situation. San Diego Comic-Con's coming up. We are supposed to be presenting our new universe, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna have different projects. Kind of like when Nando said in his video, yo, we're just gonna have fucking directors already attached to these projects. You know what I mean? People gotta know what's coming. You know, they gotta know what to look for. They gotta know, okay, a fucking Scorpion movie directed by fucking Robert Eggers. That sounds dope. That sounds interesting. I'm kind of down for that. You know, like, people gotta know what the fuck is coming. I feel like with a lot of the Sony movies, a lot of the time, people are just kind of like, okay, but like, what's the overarching theme of the story? So, we're gonna I want us to keep a few characters, right? Chameleon we're keeping, because I thought he was actually one of the few bright spots of Craven. Tom Hardy Venom, we're paying him all the money because we definitely want him back. We definitely want him back because that's kind of like the main reason people come for the Venom movies. Everybody in Madam Web is scrapped. We're not going to keep that. They don't want to be in the movie anyway. We're not even going to, you know. I want to say we can keep Craven, but I would honestly rather than recast Craven, so like scrap Craven as well. I think we can recast him. I think that's like a recast that nobody will give a fuck about. Nobody will give a fuck about any of these recasts, but Craven, I think, especially nobody give a fuck about. Jared Leto, Morbius scrapped. What else movies did they have? I don't know what else they had. Woody Harrelson as Carnage? No, scrap that. We'll get Bill Skarsgård or some shit. Scrap that. We're getting somebody who knows how to fucking play, you know, like an insane person. So scrap that. So I think how Sony should do this is like get directors attached, have projects ready, build hype, and put effort into shooting the movie. You know what I mean? Give people something to look forward to. Nobody looks forward to Sony movies because there hasn't been anything to look forward to. There hasn't been anything to put butts in seats. You know what I mean? Like, there hasn't been. And the number one thing is have a fucking Spidey. You know what I mean? Spider-Man should be in the movies. Now that we all know that you had no restriction, you have no excuse. Spider-Man should have been implemented in some of these movies. Clearly. So, have Spidey, and I think reboot, have a Flash level reboot, right? We're rebooting the whole thing. We're starting new projects, directors attached, and building hype, right? Saying, hey, look, we have having a map. Sony needs to map out their movies, right? Look, guys, we know the last universe seemed kind of wishy-washy. You know, we didn't really have a plan. We were kind of just shooting and making movies and all this. So this universe, right? This new universe that we're in, post reboot movie that post reboot movie done. This new universe that we're in, we are gonna have. We're gonna have a different level. We're gonna have a map. We're gonna have our movies mapped out. We're gonna replace our studio head, put in another studio head who has directed comic book movies for a while. which, gotta be honest, God, who could do that? God, I was gonna say the Russo brothers, but like, I mean, they're in that 360 with Marvel. I don't think they're ever getting out of that fucking contract. Damn, I'm trying to think of who's a studio head that who's like a director that you can have kind of become like a James Gunn DCU type thing. Oh, man, that's a tough question because I don't really know who could do it. Damn, I don't know. But anyway, I have no clue. So just put somebody who has experience in comic book movies, put them as the head of the Sonyverse, right? They are the James Gunn, Kevin Feige of the Sonyverse. They're overlooking all the movies being made. No movie is coming to them without their pride. You know what? Fuck it. Russo brothers. We're putting them in there. Fuck it. The Russo brothers are the head of the Sonyverse. No movie's getting made. No production is going in. No script is going to get greenlit without them looking at it first and them saying, you know what? This is a good movie. Greenlit. You know what I mean? Like, that is what Sony needs. I think they should hire somebody who has experience in directing superhero movies to be their head overseer of superhero movies. Boom. I love Nando's idea in his video of having the guys who directed the Bad Boys movie direct the Spider-Man movie or a Spider-Man movie. That would be great. They know how to direct action. Boom. They would be great for those movies. So that's how I think you restore the Sonyverse. It's just like, yo, direction, plan, vision. That is how you restore it. Because I feel like a lot of people feel like in the Sonyverse before there was no direction, no plan, no vision, and movies were just getting released without really giving a fuck, you know? And having a Spider-Man with us. Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, I don't give a fuck who. Just having a Spider-Man also, I think, can benefit from them a lot, right? So, yeah, that's what I think. That's how I think you restore kind of like the Sonyverse is have vision, have plan, have something. Give people something. People need a reason to get in the seats, you know what I mean? And on top of all this, a good fucking script. A script that is good, that is going to want, that you know people are going to, I want Sony to be like James Gunn. Fucking greenlight a Clayface movie before you have anything for Brave and the Bold because the script is right. You know what I mean? Fuck, Sony needs to fucking end just making movies to make them. Fuck that. If the script is good, fucking make the movie. Don't announce a movie and then don't shoot. Don't announce a movie with no script. You know what I mean? Don't say, hey guys, we're making all these movies are going to lead up to our Sinister Six movie, and that's going to be like our big movie. And we have no fucking clue who directing it. We have no script, no nothing. It keeps getting pushed back. We don't need that. Sony needs to have scripts in place, ready to go, that are good, that people will want to see, right? The studio head in our instance, which is the Russo brothers, will not greenlight a movie without a script, without the script being done first, right? That means this. If a fucking who's a Spider-Man villain? Oh my god, I'm gonna go like, if a fucking big wheel if a fucking big wheel movie has a great script and everybody's on board with the script, greenlight the big wheel movie first before a fucking Craven movie. You know what I mean? Like, that's how Sony should move. And honestly, one of the things that I think is great that James Gunn is doing with Clayface is that it's going to have $40 million budget. Easy fucking return. You know what I mean? Easy return, right? Low budget movie, low budget. You know what I mean? And I think that is what they can do for the Sonyverse. Have a plan in place. Have the directors, the script writers, and the vision for the movies that you have. Have people in place already working on the movies, and just have a vision that people can get behind. If Sony has those three things, I think the Sonyverse would be able to succeed. But they have to have those things, because without them, then the Sonyverse is just, it's whatever. Also, you need a Flash of a reboot movie. Now, The Flash is The Flash. I'm not a fan of that movie, right? We don't need that. We don't need cameos. You don't need cameos of dead people. Just not. Cut that out. You know what I mean? But do have a movie that can at least recap, reboot, and end the prior Sonyverse, and hire somebody that people are like, ooh, that's an interesting hire, and then go into, you know what, we are now in a new Sonyverse. It's rebooted, and we have this direction. We're making these movies. These directors are attached to it. This is the script writers, and we're not gonna greenlight any movie without the script being okay. Basically, I'm turning the Sonyverse to the DCU. Some shit like that. But you get the point. Like, have a plan and a vision. Have a plan and a vision for it. Don't just make the shit to make it. Have a plan and a vision. So, yeah, I just filmed another 40-minute video. This video is gonna be too fucking long. So I hope this video is not long. And then last but not least, fucking include Spidey. It'll work. I gotta put Spidey back up here now because it's fucking right here. Include Spidey. All that shit will work. So that's that's how I think the Sonyverse can work. Make sure to like and subscribe on this video. I'll see everybody in the next video. I don't know if the next video is gonna be Supergirl's filming. I might do that. I might just do like a video about kind of what I want from Supergirl and all that. So, yeah. So I'll see everybody in the next video. Like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below, how would you change the Sonyverse, right? How would you reboot the Sonyverse, and how would you make it a better universe? I'm interested to see how other people would do it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, stay blessed. We'll see everybody in the next video. Peace out. Like and subscribe, bitch. I don't know why I just did that at the end of the video.